Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Vijana Vallabha Girvaradhari Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yamuna Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Srila Gurudeva. Hare Krishna. I offer my respectful, humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees in this forum. I render my special thanks to Her Grace Rukmini Priti Devi Mataji for recommending my name for this wonderful seva on this auspicious month of Kartika. And I'm really thankful to the temple management committee and all the assembled devotees who are here to hear the wonderful pastimes of Lord Krishna and in this auspicious month of Damodar. So, Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the topic for us this month today is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 41, Krishna and Balaram enter Mathura. So can you share the slide, please? Yes. So upon the as we know that Krishna and Balaram they were approached by Akrura on the order by King Kamsa to be brought to Mathura. So Akrura goes to bring Krishna and Lord Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. So he arrives at Vrindavan with his chariot, and he how he brings them and what all followed during their departure. I'll be explaining a little bit about them. So when Akrura brings Krishna and Balaram to Mathura from Vrindavan, there was intense feeling of sorrow everywhere in Vrindavan. All the Vrindavan Vasis, including the gopis and the gopas, they were in intense sorrow because they felt gopis felt that Krishna is leaving them forever. So they were anxious, they were fearful, and they were deeply saddened by this incident, and they were lamenting, they were crying the whole night, and they were singing Gopi Geet the whole night in with the feeling of separation from Krishna. So and on the morning when Krishna was about to leave Vrindavan in the chariot of Akrura, all the gopis, they left their homes and they came out of their homes and leaving all their shame, and they had no fear of anyone, and they just ran towards the road on which Krishna's chariot was stood. And they were weeping, they were crying, they were lamenting, they were requesting Krishna to stay back because they felt that Krishna may not come back. But Krishna assured them that he is going to come back. He is not going to go forever. His heart is in Vrindavan, so he is definitely going to come back to them. Okay, so they tried all their level best to stop Krishna, but Krishna had to leave Vrindavan and go to Mathura to perform certain duties towards his parents, that is Yashoda and Devaki and uh, um, Vasudev. Hare Krishna. So as they proceed towards Mathura, on the way, it was getting dark, and it was the evening was descending. So Akrura, he stopped by the way on the way to offer his Sandhya Bandhan. So while offering Sandhya Bandhan, he went to a nearby pond and took his bath, and he was offering his prayers. And suddenly he saw, while Akrura was offering his prayers, suddenly he saw a reflection in the water of the pond. He saw the reflection of Lord Krishna in the position of Narayana, and he was sitting on he was half asleep, half in the half sleeping position on the Seshanag, and Narad Muni and the four Kumaras, they were praying him, and they were um, they were praying him. So he was astonished. Akrura was surprised, and at the same time he was too happy, too delighted to see such a wonderful uh, um, uh, vision in the water. But as he watched towards Krishna and Balaram, who were waiting the chariot, and the moment he looked back in the water, the vision disappeared. Just like it was the pastime of Lord Krishna. He just came to perform his act on this, and he just completed his act and he disappeared. So Akrura was so delighted, and at the same time he was surprised. He was taken aback by such a wonderful vision that he got. So after finishing the prayers, he went back to the chariot, and while he was coming out of the water, and he quickly finished his various ritual duties, and then he returned to the chariot. So seeing him coming with an astonished look, Lord Krishna was having a sweet smile on his face, and he asked Akrura, Akrura, have you seen something wonderful? Have you seen something mesmerizing on the earth or in the sky or in the water? From your appearance, I think you have. But Akrura said, what wonderful things the earth, the sky, or water can contain? All wonderful things exist in you. Akrura saw the vision of Lord Krishna in the water, and he knew that it is the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who encompasses everything in him. Everything emanates from him. He realized then and there. And he said, when I am seeing you, since you encompass everything, when I see you, uh, what have I not seen? There is nothing left for me to see. So, and now that I am seeing you, O Supreme Absolute Truth, in whom reside all amazing things on the earth, in the sky, and in the water, what amazing things could I see in this world? So he was so overwhelmed, and he highlighted the Sambandha Gyan, the relationship between the Lord and his devotee. And he exemplified. He said he by this act of his, he tells us that if we surrender to the Lord in our with our whole heart, whatever we do, if we are surrendered, then we can see Lord everywhere and in everything. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 41, Text 2 says, "Soapi chantarhitam vikshya जलादुन्मज्य सत्वरः भूत्वा चावश्यकं सर्वं विस्मितो रथमागमत्." So the whole shloka explains the Akrura's vision and his realization of his relationship with the Lord. So after this, they left again. They proceeded towards Mathura, and they proceeded towards Mathura. So while along with Krishna and Balaram, all the Gopas and Nanda Maharaj were also accompanying, but they had moved forward. They had moved forward because Akrura had stopped there to offer his Sandhya Bhajan. So while they started proceeding, and they reached Mathura at the night. After reaching Mathura, uh, while the chariot was going inside Mathura on the roads of Mathura, wherever they passed along the road, the village people came forward and looked upon the two sons of Vasudev with great pleasure. They had heard a lot about Krishna and Balaram and their wonderful pastimes, but they had never seen them because Krishna left Mathura on the day of his birth. So they had never seen him. They had always heard about his wonderful pastime. So they were looking at him with great amazement and pleasure. In fact, the villagers could not withdraw their eyes from them. They were totally mesmerized by Krishna and Balaram. So as soon as they reach Mathura, and Krishna Balaram, and they meet Nanda Maharaj and the Gopa boys, uh, Krishna comes down off the chariot, and he holds the hand of Akrura and thanks him and tells him to go ahead and take rest. And when Krishna finishes all his duties and responsibilities, he will come back to meet him. But Akrura was not very happy with this because he really wanted Krishna and Balaram to come to his home and bless him. But Krishna had some very important responsibilities to perform, very important duties to perform. That is to release his father and mother Vasudeva and Devaki from the clutches of Kamsa. Okay, and he promises that he will visit Akrura upon the completion of his duties. So now, Akrura with a heavy heart leaves them and goes to the palace of Kansa to inform him that Krishna and Balaram have arrived. So and then next comes now Lord Krishna and Balaram with his Gopas. They enter Mathura with the permission from Nanda Maharaj, and they request Nanda Maharaj to allow them to go and visit the Mathura city. But Nanda Maharaj cautions them that it is not your place, it is not Vrindavan, that whatever you wish you can do and no one is going to tell you anything. This is Mathura, and the king of Mathura is Kansa. So better they should behave properly and they should not do any mischief in the Mathura city. So with this advice, Krishna and Balaram and all the Gopas, they leave for a tour to the Mathura city. As Krishna moves inside Mathura city, he came across the city's grandeur. Okay, he saw Mathura with its tall gates and household entrances made of crystal, its immense archways and main doors of gold, its granaries and other storehouses of copper and brass, and its impregnable moats. Beautifying the city were pleasant gardens and parks. The main intersections were fashioned of gold, and there were mansions with private pleasure gardens, along with guild halls and many other buildings. Mathura resounded with the calls of peacocks and pet turtle doves, who sat in the small openings of the lattice windows and on the gem-studded floors, and also on the columned balconies and on the ornate rafters in front of the houses. These balconies and rafters were adorned with Viduriya stones, diamonds, crystal quartz, sapphires, corals, pearls, and emeralds. All the royal avenues and commercial streets were sprinkled with water, as were the side roads and courtyards. And flower garlands, newly grown sprouts, parched grains, and rice had been scattered about everywhere. Dressing the houses' doorways were elaborately decorated pots filled with water, which were bedecked with mango leaves, smeared with yogurt and sandalwood paste, and encircled by flower petals and ribbons. Near the pots were flags, rows of lamps, bunches of flowers, and the trunks of bananas and betel nut trees. So overall, he saw the grandeur, the wealthiness of the Mathura city. He had come for the first time after he left Mathura on the day of his birth. And after a decade, he has come back. So now, more than his excitement, the whole Mathura city was excited to see them. Okay, now the women of Mathura, the ladies of Mathura, they had heard a lot about Krishna and Balaram, their beauty, their pastimes, and they were excited to see him. So they assembled on the rooftops, on the roads hurriedly to see the two sons of Vasudeva. And they were completely enchanted by the beauty of Lord Krishna and Balaram, and surrounded by their cowherd boys, Gopas. Some of the women, they eagerly climbed the roofs of their houses to see them. They had forgotten their senses. They were so mesmerized and enchanted by the beauty of Lord Krishna and Balaram. So they had heard his glories. So they were so eager and excited to see him. And Krishna and Balaram were also equally excited to see all these views. And Krishna was reciprocating them by his glances. He was reciprocating their lovely, love-filled glances with equal love-filled glances. It so happened that by the news of Krishna and Balaram's arrival, the people who were taking their meals, they abandoned their meals and they rushed to see. Others went out without finishing their baths or massages. Women who were sleeping at once rose when they heard the commotion, and mothers breastfeeding their infants simply put them aside. So, because it was Lord Krishna who was arriving in Mathura city, so everyone was excited to the height. So they left everything they were doing and they came rushing to have a glimpse of the two beautiful cowboys. Then, so while moving ahead, Krishna and Balaram and his Gopa boyfriends, when they were moving on the cities and the roads of Mathura, they came across a washerman who is also called Rangakara. Because he used to color clothes for King Kamsa. He was the main washerman of King Kamsa, who used to wash clothes of King Kamsa, and also he colored the clothes of King Kamsa. He was also called Rangakara. So seeing a washerman approaching them, he dyed clothes for Kamsa. So seeing a washerman approaching them, Krishna very humbly approached that washerman and asked him for the finest garments he had. He requested him to give them some fine garments which he was carrying for King Kamsa. But the washerman, he was so arrogant because he was the head washerman of King Kamsa. He was in association with the King Kamsa directly. So he was full of arrogance and pride. It generally happens so that when we are associated with a very wealthy person or a person of very high rich or a very famous person, we we feel that we are also equally parallel with their um, with them. And we some people, they behave arrogantly because of their association with such people. Even so that washerman was filled with arrogance and pride. So he could not see that it was Lord Krishna and Balaram who has come directly to him to request for a service from him. uh, Devotees, we crave for a service to the Lord, but here Lord is asking from the front to give him a service. But because of his arrogance and pride and his foolishness and his association with the evil Kamsa, he was very rude to them, and he raised finger. So he was very rude, and he rudely refused them, and he just started abusing them, that you village boys, you have come here and you have the audacity to ask for the clothes of garments of Kamsa. So he started abusing them. Actually, this washerman was in his past life, he was also a washerman when in the Lord Sri Ram's pastimes. So, and this is the washerman who pointed fingers at Lord Sita Devi of her chastity, because Sita Devi had stayed with Ravana for 1 year, and he pointed fingers and questioned Sita Devi's chastity, and because she stayed with Ravana for 1 year, and because of this, Sri Ram had to abandon Sita Devi. Okay, so, and here when Lord Krishna saw the same arrogance and the same audacity of the washerman, who was speaking so brazenly, uh, the son of Devaki became very angry. And then, merely with his fingertips, he separated the washerman's head from his body. He punished him because he had committed a sin in his past life by um, speaking ill of a very chaste lady like Sita Devi, chaste woman like Sita Devi, who was the um, wife of Lord Sri Ram. He had this audacity to point fingers at such a chaste woman. So it was a great sin he had committed. So he had to be punished. And here in this pastime, Krishna punished him. He beheaded him and killed him. The washerman's assistants who were accompanying him, seeing this, they all dropped the bundles of their clothes and fled down to the road, scattering in all directions, and all the clothes were lying on the road. So Lord Krishna, Balaram, and the Gopal boys, they took the clothes and they put on the pairs of beautiful garments which pleased them, and they distributed the scattered garments to all the Gopa boys, and they all uh, wore them. So thereupon, what happened? Yeah, while they were approaching the Mathura city road, they came across a weaver. Okay, so when the weaver came forward and seeing Lord Krishna and Balaram, he felt a feeling of affection for them. So what he did, he had beautiful cloth ornaments. So he expressed his desire to decorate them with the cloth ornaments, because why he expressed his desire to decorate them with cloth ornaments, because Krishna and Balaram were supposed to go for a wrestling with Chanur and Mushtika. So if they were wearing the jewelries and the ornaments, it will hurt their body. So he decorated them with beautiful cloth ornaments. Actually, this weaver was a tailor in Mithila in the pastimes of Lord Ram. He stitched clothes for Ram and Sri Ram and Lakshman during their wedding. He stitched beautiful clothes and they looked really beautiful. But he had a desire to, although he stitched the clothes for them, but he could not dress them. So he had a strong desire that time, that if if he could get a chance to dress them up personally, to decorate them personally. So, and Krishna, the Supreme Lord, reciprocates to the intense desire of his devotees. So whenever we are sincere, whenever we have a sincere desire to render service to the Lord reciprocates, and he fulfills it sooner or later. If we cannot go to him, he comes to us. And the same thing happened with the weaver. So Lord allowed him to decorate. Lord allowed the weaver to decorate them with the beautiful cloth ornaments. Then after this, they further proceed ahead and touring the whole beautiful city. After and they came across a florist named Sudama, who was who knew that Krishna and Balaram were coming. So he had already started preparing for their welcome. He had started preparing beautiful flower garland for them. Actually, Sudama had seen Krishna in Vrindavan because he used to visit Vrindavan to collect beautiful flowers for Kansa. And he had seen Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan playing and doing their beautiful pastimes, lovely, sweet little pastimes. And he had seen them, but he had never come directly in front of them. He had seen them from a corner, from a far away place. So he was so attracted to them, and he was so full of love for them. So he had developed a desire to serve both these cowherd boys. So Krishna knew it, and he came looking for Sudama. So when Krishna reached Sudama's house, he was preparing a beautiful garland. And when the moment he saw them, he tried to offer his obeisances. He bowed down to offer his obeisances, and he offered the garland, beautiful garland made by him, and to Krishna and Balaram. So if our desire to serve uh, Krishna is intense and sincere, then Krishna will come to take the service. So whenever we are desiring for service to Krishna and it is intense, definitely Krishna reciprocates. If we are not able to reach him, he will come to us. And this COVID-19 situation has proved that even if we are not able to reach to see Krishna in the temple has come to us. Krishna has come to us. So it's a beautiful example. So now Sudama, after offering garland to Lord Krishna, he washed Krishna's feet and seeked his blessings. So Krishna was very pleased with his Sudama's service. Okay, so then now Krishna tells Sudama that he would love to give him 3 benedictions, so he can ask for anything he wants. So Sudama, he was such a humble devotee. He had no desire other than to serve Lord. So he asked for 3 benedictions. He said, Krishna, give me firm devotion for you. Give me achalam bhakti, means unflinching, undeviated devotion or pure love for you. I want that. Second, he sought for friendship with Krishna's devotees, the Lord's devotees. He wanted the association of devotees. Third, he sought compassion for all living things, which are the true qualities of a devotee. The unflinching and firm devotion for the Lord, friendship or association with the devotees, and compassion for all living beings. These are very important 3 factors for devotion. So Krishna very happily and lovingly bestows him with his benedictions. Not only did he grant Sudama these benedictions, but he also awarded him strength, long life, fame, beauty, and ever increasing prosperity for his family. Then Krishna and his elder brother took their leave and proceeded with their journey. With this, chapter 41 uh, ends. Now, chapter 42, the breaking of the bow in the sacrificial arena. So, as Krishna continues his journey, we will see, we will just recap what all Krishna did in the last chapter. Krishna enters Mathura and he kills the washerman. He gets the beautiful clothes for himself. Then he receives beautiful uh, cloth ornament from the weaver, and he receives beautiful garland from Sudama. So all the three things for his worship, like cloth, the ornaments, and garlands are given to him during his initial stage of journey into Mathura. Now, the next, as Krishna and Balaram continue their journey, the tour of Mathura, Sukadev Goswami says, as he walked down the King's Road, Lord Krishna saw a hunchback woman, a young hunchback woman with an attractive face carrying a tray of fragrant ointments. So, as she walked along, so Krishna saw a hunchback woman who was called Kubja. She had curves at three places in her body. She was called Tribakra. She was literally deformed, and the three curves were really ugly on her body. But Krishna also had three curves in his body. He was called Tribhanga, but those three bakras or three curves were beautiful. They were adding to the beauty of his divine body. So this Kupcha, as Krishna saw and saw this ugly hunchback woman, he just smiled and he approached her with love, and he addressed her, "Oh, beautiful woman, uh, ointment. Who is it for, my dear lady? Please tell us truthfully. Give us both some of your finest ointment, and you will soon gain a great good." So he addressed that ugly lady as, "Oh, beautiful woman." So, and this surprised Kubja, but she was very spontaneous. She was attracted by the beauty of Krishna and Balaram. She was uh, she was very much attracted to them. So she did not have any hesitation to give the sandalwood and the ointments to Krishna and Balaram. Actually, those ointments and sandalwood paste were meant for Lord Krishna. Meant for Kamsa. So she used to decorate Kamsa, and so without any fear she started applying the sandalwood paste and the ointments to the body of Krishna and Balaram on the road. She had no fear, no shame, and she was doing it spontaneously. And seeing her fearlessness and spontaneous service attitude, Krishna was very pleased. Actually, this Kupcha was in her past life Shrupanakha. As we all know, she had Shrupanakha was attracted to Lord Ram. She wanted to marry Lord Ram, but when Lord Ram refused, she approached Lakshman. But when Lakshman also refused, she again came back to Ram. But Ram refused her, and because he was Ekapatni Vrata. So she was greatly disheartened, and she tried all her means to win Ram to get married, but everything failed. So she went for tapasya for 1,000 years, and she pleased Lord Shiva, who came and to fulfill her desire. So when she asked that to the desire to marry Sri Ram, Lord Shiva said, "This is not possible in this birth of yours, because Lord Ram is Ekapatni Vrata. So you cannot marry him. So he said that you can get him in your next birth in the form of Lord Krishna. Okay, so actually this Kubja is an expansion of Bhumi Devi. Bhumi Devi means Mother Earth. Her hunchback represents the Earth's overburdened condition. So Krishna descended on this earth to relieve it from its miscreants and demands. So in a way, he descended to relieve the earth from its unwanted burdens. So Kubja represents earth and or Bhumi Devi, and Lord Krishna has descended to relieve the Bhumi Devi from its burden. So upon receiving beautiful service from Kubja, Lord Krishna was very happy. So what he did, he just pressed down on her toes with both his feet and placed one upward pointing finger of each hand under her cheek and straightened of her body. Simply by his touch, Trivakra was suddenly transformed into an exquisitely beautiful woman with straight, evenly proportioned limbs and large hips and body. Now she was a beautiful lady, and suddenly she developed lusty desire for Krishna, and she invited him to her house. But Krishna just smiled and said he will definitely come to visit her, but he has to finish a very big responsibility. So he took goodbye from her and he left her, and with his cowherd boys and Lord and Balaram, he proceeded. So now uh, as they were proceeding, or the Mathura city people, they were all looking at them with great awe and excitement. So the sight of Krishna aroused Cupid in the hearts of the city women. Thus agitated, they forgot themselves. Now, Lord Krishna asked the local people where the arena was in which the bow sacrifice would take place. So it was time for Krishna to enter the sacrificial arena. So as he enters the sacrificial arena, he saw the magnificent Shiva's bow. In his pastime as Ram, he also had taken that bow and broke it and married to Lord to Sita Devi. So here also in this pastime, he sees the bow, and he, just like Ram broke the bow of Shiva and married Sita, Krishna also simply came and he took up that bow, and he gave a gave a pull to the string and snapped the bow into two pieces, into halves. And all the guards who were guarding that bow, Lord Shiva's bow, they tried to stop him, but they could not stop him. He literally fought them up and passed them, and he could easily lift that bow with his one hand, and he pull a string and he broke the bow. This and when he pulled the string and broke the bow, a very thunderous noise, a sound came, and it was so loud that it reached the palace of Kamsa. And upon hearing that thunderous sound, Kamsa was shivered. He shivered. He was shaken because he feared. Now he started fearing because he had received Akashvani previously that he will be killed by the eighth son of Devaki. And since then, the day he heard this Akashvani, he lived in fear, and everything related to Krishna always gave him fear, intense fear, and anxiety. But in a way, he was always absorbed in Krishna's thought, even though it was negative. So he was always engaged in, absorbed in Krishna's thought. So he heard the view, he heard the sound, and he had heard about Krishna's pastimes, and he was overwhelmed with fear upon hearing the loud noise of the breaking of the bow. So even the guards the enraged guards then took up their weapons and wanted to seize Krishna and Balaram, and they tried to kill him. Seeing the guards coming upon them with evil intent, Balaram and Krishna took up the two halves of the bow and began striking them down. They almost killed all the guards. After killing the guards of Kamsa, Krishna and Balaram left the sacrificial arena by its main gate and continued their walk about the city, happily looking at the opulent sights. Having witnessed the amazing deed Krishna and Balaram had performed and seeing their strength, boldness, and beauty, the people of the city thought they must be two prominent demigods. And gradually they moved on, and but here uh, all the people of Mathura, they were really enchanted, and they felt that they are being blessed. They are blessed to have these wonderful boys. But while leaving Vrindavan, the gopis were lamenting, and the gopis said that the Mathura city people, the Mathura Vasi are really blessed because they will be getting the association of the Lord. So they are blessed. But Vrindavan Vasi, the gopis thought they are so unfortunate that they are being deprived of the Lord's association. So as Krishna and Balaram, they passed on the city of Mathura, and they reached the camp where arrangement was made for their stay along with Nanda Maharaj and other gopas. As they reached there, their feet were washed, and both of them ate rice with milk prepared by Yashodama and packed for them. So they, and very happily they ate it, and very happily with contentment they went for rest. And but Krishna knew what Kamsa was thinking at that moment and what he was intended to do. They spent the night very comfortably. But even though Krishna and Balaram were sleeping peacefully, two people had lost their sleep. They were anxious. One was Kamsa. Kamsa was um, he started getting signs of inauspicious omens. When he looked at his reflection, he could not see his head. For no reason, the moon and stars appeared double. He saw a hole in his shadow. He could not hear the sound of his light air. Trees seemed covered with a golden hue, and he could not see his footprints. He dreamt that he was being embraced by a ghost, riding a donkey and drinking poison, and also that a naked man smeared with oil was passing by wearing a garland of Nalada flowers. Seeing these and other such signs of omen, both while dreaming and while awake, he was seeing all these inauspicious signs in both his sleep and while he was awake. Kamsa was really terrified now by the prospect of death, and out of anxiety, he could not sleep. And the other person who was not able to sleep was Nanda Maharaj. He was really worried about the safety of his two sons. Because he was anxious and he was restless because Krishna had done so many things. Where the moment he entered Mathura city, he killed the washerman, he broke the sacrificial bow, then he did all such things which will anger Kamsa. So he was really concerned about their safety, and so he was not able to sleep. So this ends the 42nd chapter of Canto 10. So with this, I end my description of Lord Krishna's wonderful pastime. I thank you all for giving your precious time to hear this wonderful pastime in this auspicious evening of Damodara. And I thank the temple management committee once again for giving me this opportunity, even though I do not deserve such a big opportunity, but still You have shown your mercy upon me by giving me this opportunity. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Prabhujis and Matajis, who have all gathered here to listen to the pastimes of Lord Krishna and Balana. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, we'll present the temple activities one, so you can read the slides. Hare.
Hare Krishna. More prayers and blessings to you and your family and friends for participating in this event organized by ISKCON worldwide for world peace and love. Hare Krishna. Uh, if somebody lights a lamp in the temple of Lord Sri Hari, even for a short time in the month of Kartik, then whatever sins he has acquired for millions of kalpas, uh, one kalpa equals 1000 Chatur Yugas are all destroyed. It is explained in Padma Puran. So, glories of Kartika month, Hari Bhakti Vilasa says, charity, yajna, japa, and austerity performed in the month of Kartika brings a result, O best of Brahmanas, that will never be destroyed. O Narada, I have personally seen that a person who happily reads Bhagavad Gita during the month of Kartika does not return to the world of birth and death. Skanda Purana says, one who during the month of Kartika gives a small gift to Lord Vishnu attains a result that will never be destroyed. Padma Purana says, of the 12th month, Kartika is the most dear to Lord Krishna. To anyone who even slightly worships Lord Vishnu during its time, the month of Kartika gives residence in Lord Vishnu's transcendental abode. Hare Krishna. His glories of Damodar month. In the Skanda Purana, it is said the pious result obtained by Hare Krishna. So,
Yeah.
temple organized cultural services about ISKCON worldwide. Daily programs at temples involves chanting, darshan, glorification through scriptures, bhajan sandhya, karuna action force during the COVID-19 situation. House programs conducted by ISKCON such as Bhakti Vrikshas to discuss and understand and practice the spiritual topics. Madhav's Garden caters to the Vedic knowledge to children in a systematic and fun-filled manner. Youth programs, inspiring and interactive session for the youth, seminars and courses for the systematic study of scriptures. Other temple community services, that is Karuna Action Force. Karuna Action Force was constituted to help the needy during this troubled times. 400 plus kits were distributed to devotees and well-wishers, supported Indian Community Relief Fund as well as the Bahrain government's initiative Fina Khair, supported devotees by sponsoring their air tickets to India, supporting children from our community by paying school fees, supported many temples and congregations around the world, including Mayapur, Vrindaban, Chennai, Trivandrum, Bangladesh. Sevas you can offer to the Lord. Devotees can offer the following services to the Lord: Abhishekam, Prasadam sponsorship or Bhoga offerings, deity dresses, Sri Narasimha or Sri Krishna Archana, flowers and garlands, for temple maintenance, special occasions including samskars like naming ceremony, Annaprashanam, birthdays, anniversaries, remembrance days, etc., can also be celebrated in ISKCON. Hare Krishna.
In the Skanda Puran, Lord Brahma and Sage Narada converse that the month of Kartik is very dear to Lord Krishna. When one offers a lamb during the month of Kartik, his sins of many thousands and millions of births perish in half an eye blink. Even if there is no mantras, no pious deeds, and no purity, everything becomes perfect when a person offers a lamb during the month of Kartik. A person who offers a lamb to Lord Krishna during the month of Damodara becomes very glorious and fortunate. No sins exist anywhere in the three worlds that will not be purified by offering a lamb to Lord Keshav during Kartik. A person who offers a lamb to Lord Damodar during Kartik attains the eternal spiritual world where there is no suffering.
Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Prajamanam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Prajamanam Yashodhaviyo Lokalatavamana Param Vrishtamadyantato Dhrutagopya Yashodhaviyo Lokalatavamana Param Vrishtamadyantato Dhrutagopya
कुण्डलाङ्गो कुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभियो लोकलादवमानम् परं भ्रष्टमातन्त तो धृत्यगोप्या रुदं तमुहुर्नेत्रं युग्मं व्रजन्तां कराम्बोजयोगमेन साताङ्कनेत्रां मुहुश्वासकं पतिरेकाङ्ककण्ठा चित्तग्रैवं दामोदर राम भक्तिपदम् इति दृक्ष्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तं वाक्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषु तज्ञेषु भक्तिजितात्वं पुनः प्रेमतास्त्वं सदा वेत्ति वन्दे परं देवामोक्षं न मोक्षं वदिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेषदपीह इदं ते वपूर्णात् गोपालबालं सदा मे मनसा विरस्तां किमन्ये इदं ते मुखाम्बोजाम् अत्यन्तनीले धृतं कुन्तले स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोपा मुहुशुम्बितां बिम्ब रक्ताधरं मे मनसा विरास्तमलं लक्ष्यलाभे नमो देवदामोदर अनन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जालाब्धिमग्ना कृपादृष्टिभृष्ट्या त्वदीनां भक्तानां गृहाणेश मामज्ञ मेधाक्षिदृश कुबेरात्मजो बद्ध
Hare Krishna. Venkateshwar Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Rukmini Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Means you can.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the beautiful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for giving this opportunity, Mataji.
All glories to our temple management, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now I request Bhakta Darsh to lead the Narsimha Vandana prayer.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Ji, Shri Mataji. Shri Shri Narasimha Bhagwan ki jai. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladudayine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato yato yami tato narsimha Bahe narsimha hridaye narsimha Narasimha madem saranam prapate Tavakara kamalavare naka Adbhuta shringa Dalita Hiranyakasiputtanabringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Dev Jaya Narsimha Deva Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Ugram Veeram Mahavishtum Jwalantum Sarvatomukham Narasimham Bhisham Bhadram Mrityunjayam Namamyam. Jai Narsimha Sri Narsimha. Jai Jai Sri Narsimha. Jai Praladesha Jai Padma Mukha Jai Padma Bringam. Bolo Shri Vinashaka Singha Dev Bhagwan ki.
Jaya,
Prahlad Maharaj ki.
Jaya,
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jaya,
Srila Gurudev ki.
Jaya.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Bhakta Darsh, for
Thank you,
accepting the
Prabhuji. Hare
invitation for
Krishna.
speaking Narsimha Vandana. Thank you very much. Guru and Gauranga bless you. And tomorrow marks a very important day in our lives. It's our divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day, 43rd disappearance day. So devotees have to observe fast tomorrow. So I request all the devotees to kindly think about Srila Prabhupada more and more so that we receive his mercy and we dedicate this life in his service. Hare Krishna. I thank the media team for supporting the program on a daily basis. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Actually, I'm unable to switch on my video because as I'm driving, apologies for that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank one and all, and especially Her Grace Tungavidya Mataji for giving such a wonderful session this evening. Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam. Sanatan Gokul Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhavya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaः.